Hello everyone, it's Honey Lou. So I am gonna do a review on the Goddess of Love Tarot by Gaby Herstik, and this deck is illustrated by Julia Popesiu. Hopefully I am pronouncing that correctly, but the author, Gaby Herstik is a author of Inner Witch, Sacred Sex, and she's done a lot of pieces for Vogue and other stuff. But she's a really young author, and she's doing a lot of stuff already. So I'm really happy that she made a tarot deck. I just realized she made a tarot deck when I bought the deck. I didn't realize it was her because it said Gabriella Herstik, and I just know her as Gaby Herstik. But the first thing I ever read from her was the Wild Unknown. She did a article on Kim Cran's Wild Unknown Spirit Animal deck. So that's how I first got introduced by her, by researching that, and then I saw a YouTube video with 22 teachings and her, and so that was really cool to see that. And then ever since then, I followed her on Instagram. So my friend on Instagram, A Tower Moment, would post this deck on her Instagram, and I was like, "What deck is that?" And I was really intrigued and excited. And then she told me what it was, so I looked it up. I almost like bought it instantly when I saw it. But I waited and I was like, oh no. And so I went to Anchorage. That's like a 45-minute ride. And then I ended up checking out Barnes and Noble. And I saw it there, so I immediately grabbed it. And then I bought an Angel deck too. But anyway, so I've been really in love with this deck. I feel like it's going to be the new Kim Krans deck. It's going to be the new Mary L deck. I actually ordered a second copy of this deck. I ordered the Sacred Sex deck, or book she wrote, because I feel like it's going to complement this deck and the energy really well. Also, I got a journal so I could do a grimoire. I am really inspired to do a lot of goddess work, do some scrapbooking. I'm really stoked about working with this deck, and I love that it's really. I've been watching other people's review on this deck, and they have like a lot of them have the same reaction as I do, except for they would prefer a different cardstock and gilded edges, but I prefer this this cardstock. So anyways, so the cardstock it's like a satin feel, but it's pretty nice. It's going to be a nice workhorse deck. So the best I could compare it to is the Tantric Dakini Oracle. I feel like they both have like a similar vibe to them. This actually talks about the Dakini stuff or Tantric, whatever Dakini stuff. It references that. I want to get to know more of that stuff. Also, what I love about the guidebook is that it talks about the goddesses. So there's like a quick thing of like the rename, the goddesses, and so it just shows up there. So I'm going to do a lot of looking up the goddesses. But she writes really, really well. I love the affirmations, the journal questions, the ritual. So it's a Thoth-inspired deck. You could see a lot of Thoth associations. Also, it's very esoteric. But the numbering is Rider-Waite-Smith. So the lust card is changed. Okay, so strength is changed as lust, but it has the Rider-Waite-Smith keyword. But yeah, this deck is really cool. And also, so the pages are the Madam, the Knights are the Witches, are the Witch, and the Queen's Queen, and then the Kings are the Crones. I think that's really cool. And also this deck reminds me of, the cardstock reminds me of the Heavenly Bodies cardstock. So it's flimsy. This one warps, so this one you could see that it's getting warped. This deck is a little bit larger than standard tarot size. So let's just show you the Tantric Dakini, because everybody knows what the Tantric Dakini is. And then you could see how they both have like that same oval border. I love the backs of this deck too. I think it's really cool. So it's like the same size as Tantric Dakini and a little bit skinnier. So I think that's all I got to say about it, pretty much. Hopefully I covered everything. But I do love the colors. It's a collage deck. I do love the roses. I love the red borders, the backs. It's just full of goddesses. It's about sex magic, and I don't know, I just love her perspective. So I love this card too, the Devil. It feels very grown up for me. Feels very mature, but also very like stylish, like very Vogue. You would see this on Vogue or, yeah, I really love this, the Witch. This is the Knight of Pentacles. I think she's gorgeous. But it's really beautiful. This is one of my favorite cards, Seven of Wands. I love all the colors, that pink color with the tigers. And so you could see how that's kind of thothy or even, what's that? What am I trying to say? Golden Dawn. But, so yeah, this looks like kind of very thothy. I love the penis looking crystal on the tower. But yeah, so I haven't been this excited for a deck in a long time, and I'm pleased that it's a mass market deck. I don't have any major issues. You can see there's Kabbalah, the Tree of Life associations with this deck too. So definitely if you are interested in this deck, I would recommend checking it out because I got it on Amazon for under $20. I paid $19 for it. So I can't wait. I can't wait to work with it more and tell you guys more about it. I stayed up till 2:30 last night just to read the book, and I didn't even realize it was 2:30, but I'm a little bit tired. But this deck is really exciting. I love the Empress card so much. I love the cow. I love the Crown of Pentacles with the Goddess. So yeah, it's a really beautiful deck. It shuffles nicely, so if you have small hand, it's very flexible, so you could just shuffle like that, and it just feels really good to shuffle. It's a fun deck to shuffle. Like I love doing that. I love to overhand shuffle it, and it just drops. So it just feels really nice in the hands. So cardstock that I would love to see this deck have is the Herb Crafter Tarot. I think if it had this cardstock, it would be totally awesome. But that's it. And I would love just to keep the natural edges. That would be a perfect workhorse deck. I don't want to see the gilded edges or anything because I just feel like it would scratch too much and it wouldn't last and it would cause me to not use it anymore. So decks that I chose to, I wonder if I wanted to cover anything on here. But yeah, no, I just really like her write-ups. I like her perspective. Yeah, it's really fun, but it just has like the correspondence of the astrology, correspondence, the affirmations, journal questions, and I want to work with these journal questions too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You could see that I highlighted everywhere, and what I use this highlighter, and these usually like to bleed, and you could see that this is nice thick paper because it's not bleeding, and these are known to bleed over. So I do really appreciate this guidebook. I really like it a lot. It's really good. So decks that I think that would work really well with this deck is the Tantric Dakini Oracle. I think these would look really good together, and they both carry the same energy. And also, I think the Mother Tarot might be kind of cool with it. We'll see. I just pulled it out. But they're very, very sexy decks, so I think it'd be really cool. So it's a vibe. I like this vibe. I think this would be really cool to work with together. Another deck that I think would work really well is my Rose Alchemy Oracle. I feel like they both have a similar vibe. So here's the Rose Alchemy. Yeah, I think this would work pretty good. And I think the Spolia Tarot would work really well with this deck too. So I compare this deck a lot with the Spolia too. I feel like they carry the same energy as well. So this could be like a dupe for the Spolia Tarot. If you want the Spolia Tarot, I think this would be a really good choice to pick. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but I feel like they do have pretty similar energies and the vibe, and this deck is just very luscious and beautiful, and yeah, definitely highly recommend it. And I love that I've been watching other people's reviews on this deck, and they all have like the similar experience as I am having. They're really excited about it. So it's cool. Like I have the deck and I still like watching reviews of this deck to see what other people say about it. So the Modern Love Tarot might be cool with this deck, I think. So I bet a lot of people would like this kind of style cardstock on this deck, maybe a little flashy, but I don't see, this is what happens. That's why I don't want them to put gilded edges on it, because it just ruins the deck, and once it gets ruined, I don't want to use it anymore. So this would be a very beautiful pairing, I think. Some other fun ones would be the Iris Oracle, I think would work really well. I bet this deck would look really well, or work really well with the Road to Nowhere Oracle, if you guys have that one, by A Spirit Speaks. But this is a good vibe. I think they have a very stylish vibe together. And Apparition Tarot would be kind of dope with it, I think. Yeah, I like this pairing a lot. Yeah, I could definitely see this deck being on a cardstock like this, but I don't know. I like that it's plain more than fancied up, because the reason why I think I'm going to use it a lot is just because of the cardstock. It's just a comfortable deck to work with. This one's a little bit more sturdy, and I often don't like to use it as much just because it is this cardstock, but I think it looks really nice. I don't know. I'm weird about cardstock. Kind of weird. I think the Thoth would look really well with this deck too. Okay, so this will be my last one. Okay, that's it. So there's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!